everybody, welcome to another edition of James Jam. I'm Jane, this is my jam. You might get two intros because I have a video already filmed for today, but I can't remember if I did an intro on that one or not. But if I didn't, there you go. And if I did, okay. But what we're gonna do is the advent calendar. Now I didn't open the 10th and today is the 11th. So yesterday was our candy making video, so I didn't open up one on that day. So now I get to open up two today. And I'm just looking to see where the door is here. All right, so what is this? Take it, it's one of the dads. This is day 10. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm doing an operation.
It's not focusing. Yeah, that must be
That Clark's
dad.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He's got a stogie.
Oh, then maybe it's the uncle, but then he doesn't have his hair, so.
That's because he took it off with the hat.
True. Look at you knowing what to do with your hand for that picture. So that was day 10. And here we go with day 11.
I'm also in the window behind you.
Are you?
I am.
That's awesome. Oh, I like this one too. Day 11. We got the sled.
Nice.
So we got that big sled, and now we got this little sled with a Christmas tree in it. So there we go. That's day 10 and 11. And now on with the video. Hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of James Jam. I'm Jane. This is my jam. And today I'm going to be wrapping some presents with you. And yeah, I just thought it might be a nice little time so I could do something a little Christmassy and do a vlog for, not a vlog, but a video for Vlogmas. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to get right to it. Some of the things I have to do are awkward, big awkward things. Other ones aren't so bad. I do want to point out that this is a judgment-free zone. I am not a great rapper, and whether with my voice or otherwise. And so, no judgment of my rapping, okay? Okay, so as long as we're all in agreement here, I am just going to start to wrap some of the presents I have here. A lot of the presents we have for this year are already under the tree, but I have some other ones that I have, and so I figured I'd just talk and wrap while we enjoy our time together. So I've never done anything like this before. Just bear with me. As I get these wrapped. I got some really cool wrapping paper this year. I did, we went to, I had some really nice stuff last year that all really matched. And then this year I got found out we ran out of all my wrapping paper from last year. And so I went to Kohl's. I don't know if you have a Kohl's near you, but we have Kohl's here and they're awesome. They're a Minnesota-based company, but they're in Wisconsin, obviously, as well. And I know that they've ventured further south now. So you may know what a Kohl's is. It's just a department store, probably like a Dillard's or something like that. And they had some really nice wrapping paper. Kohl's is always trying to decide what it wants to sell. They used to sell jewelry, then they quit. Now they're right back at it again. They've put, like JCPenney's, they've put Sephora's inside the local Kohl's. And yeah, so but I like the wrapping paper. It's really pretty. I'll show you here in a second. Well, you can probably already see it. It's just this really pretty point set of paper. And then I will show you some of the other paper here in a minute that I've been using. Let's see here. I'm gonna put the last piece of tape on this. How do you guys feel about bows? Sometimes I usually buy a package of bows at the end of the year when everything's on clearance. It's like one of the only things that's ever left. So I will get that. I'm just going to show you what the other wrapping paper we have. See, we had a lot of this kind of wrapping paper. It says, "Let it snow." And then this pretty poinsettia paper. And then I had some truck paper like this. And then I have one other roll. Actually, that's not true. I have two rolls. Sorry, I'm going out of frame, but it can't be helped. I have this roll. It kind of matches the trucks one, just to show you here. And then I've already done quite a few presents in that too. So, and then this is the last one. It's got a truck and Christmas in it. It's really pretty. I kind of don't want to open it, but I'm sure I will because I have some bigger packages to wrap. So, yeah. So this is what I typically do. I get it all wrapped up. I usually try to wrap everything as it comes in. So I have a few things that I haven't wrapped, and I decided to keep them to wrap them and show you and just sit here and chat while I do that. And so that's what I'm doing now. I always like to, when years ago when we didn't have, when we were kind of scraping by to make ends meet, I wouldn't use labels. I wouldn't pay for them. What we always did is take the scraps, you know, from leftover pieces, like when something didn't fit, and then we just cut out a square and then write the person's name on it and tape it to the box. Somehow I thought that was me saving money. But that's what we would do. And worked out well, but now I buy tags, and I usually buy those too. That's another thing. At the end of the year, when everything goes on clearance, all the stuff I want to get isn't on clearance or people take it right away. But the things like bows, name tags, sometimes some wrapping paper too will go on sale, and then I like to get it. But now I like to get heavier kind of paper so it just lasts better under the tree. I'm just gonna kind of toss that under there. All right, I got this little tiny thing I have to wrap here. I had to make sure, because my son edits the videos, so I had to make sure that everything that I wrap for him, I don't wrap on here, so that he doesn't get to see anything. But, I mean, he told me that today. Now make sure you don't wrap anything that's mine, because I'll see it when I'm editing the video. And I'm like, you pretty much fast forward through most of my stuff, but okay, this is proving harder to wrap than I wanted it to be, this item here. But I could have just put it in my son's stocking. This is going in Turner's stocking for those of you who know who he is or met him. But he doesn't watch my videos. But I decided I didn't want to put it in there. And so I'm wrapping it. I got it. So yeah, I thought I'd just kind of chat with you a little bit about Christmases and things like that. One of the things I know I brought up in one of my past videos is the fact that, well, last year I know I did a whole video about, or talked about how my mom, I guess I didn't do a whole video, but when I was opening my Secret Santa gift from Autumn Beckman, which was phenomenal, I talked about how we didn't have much money growing up, and there wasn't a lot of money for extras pretty much ever, and or very rarely, and except for Christmas, my mom always made sure Christmas was fantastic. What would happen is Christmas was the same every year, and I loved it. We would get up Christmas Eve day and just, you know, play whatever because he didn't have school that day. And then we would get dressed for church, and we would go to church, and there we would be in the church, like play they had or whatever. We'd each have parts, and that took place all the way from nursery school to 8th grade. You had a part in the church, play. And then after you were done, and after the service was done, and you were all proud because everyone got to see you, your mom and dad, well, in my case, my mom. And then you'd go down to the church basement, and you'd get a bag of goodies. And it was always a brown lunch bag, and it would have peanuts in it, an orange, an apple, banana, and then candy. And it had full-size candy bars. And candy back then to us, too, wasn't like it is today, where, like, it's no big deal. You just go everywhere and get it, and people can afford it, and, it's just not the way it used to be. For me, candy was a huge, huge deal to get some. So when you got those full-size candy bars, it was usually like a Milky Way, a Three Musketeers. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. And Snickers. It was so cool. So you got this whole bag of goodness. Oh, and there was usually a popcorn ball in there. Remember those? So you'd get that, and then we'd come home, and then we'd open all the presents that were from my mom and dad. And so those would all be under the tree, and we'd get to open those. And then, and it was always like a ton of stuff. It felt like magic, just probably because we never got a lot like during the year. So Christmas was just like, a feast. This isn't fitting in this paper like I wanted it to. I'm gonna have to change that. So, maybe I'll do that in this. So it would just be great. And then at night I'd go to sleep, and you know how you can't sleep because just waiting like for Santa to come. And I'd swear sometimes that I'd hear Santa in the house and be so worried that I better pretend I'm sleeping. So he makes sure to leave my stuff. But he always did. So then we'd wake up Christmas morning, and then we'd have stockings that were filled. And then we would have, hope you can hear me good over my cutting. We'd have stockings that were filled, and then presents from Santa. And there would be a whole nother thing of presents. And we always felt like, it was just always so nice to know that we were, we behaved good enough that Santa wanted to come and bring us so many nice presents, about as many as our mom and dad got us. So it was magical. And I didn't find out there wasn't a Santa Claus till I was 12. And I don't mind that. I wish I would have been older. No, I just love the idea of Santa Claus. And so Christmas morning we'd get up, we'd find all our presents. Then we'd have to wait till Mom got up before we could actually open them. And then we'd open them all. And then a little while later, we'd usually get clothes some way, somehow. We'd get some new outfit. And so we'd get dressed in our new clothes. And then either we would go to my cousin's house, or my cousins would come to our house. This would be my dad's brother's kids, because my dad's brother, my uncle, married my mom's best friend. And so we were together for the holidays and very close to them growing up. But we'd always go over there, they'd come over here, and it was always just a lot of fun, and just super, super good memories. So I always wanted to make sure that, and even to this day, for years and years and years, that's how it was. And in fact, even when we got, married and moved out and everything, we would still, we'd go over to my mom's house. I call her grandma, but we'd go to my mom and dad's house, and my mom would always have supper ready for us. Was lasagna for years, and then when she got more money, it was Kentucky Fried Chicken for a lot of years. And then after that, then it's time to open the presents. And one of the things we always did with presents is so that there wasn't Mom, and now that I'm a mom and now that I had Santa and stuff, I realized why it was such a big deal. But we always had to open our presents one at a time and take turns. And I always thought that was kind of I mean, just, I wasn't quite sure why we did it that way, but we always did it that way, so it was normal. But we would have to, we'd start youngest to oldest. And so it was always my sister first. She'd get to open a present and then show everybody. And then I'd go. And then I'd show everybody. Then my brother would go. Then my mom would go. Then my dad would go. And we'd keep doing the circle. And then even after we got married, we did the same thing. Everybody's ages got taken into consideration. So then there'd be my sister and her husband. And then eventually my sister, her husband and daughter. And my brother and his kids. And so Christmas Eve would take, at my mom and dad's house, we were probably there from about 6 to maybe 11, because we all had to take turns opening gifts. And then as the kids were small, the kids would go first, so it'd be all the grandkids, and they'd have to take turns opening in front of the adults. And then when they were all done, then they could leave. And then the adults would have to open one at a time. So I've kept it that way in my family. My mom passed away 12 years ago, and so it's not been like that. You know, we don't go over to my dad's or anything like that. He doesn't want us to. And so I've always wanted to make sure that Christmas was super special for my boys. So when we were going over to my mom's house all the time, Christmas Eve, they'd be allowed to open one present at our house. And then in the morning, they'd get up and they'd see all their presents. They'd already have seen all their presents from me and Mick under the tree, but then they'd see all their presents that Santa had brought as well. You know, always different wrapping paper and stuff like that, so they knew what was what. And Christmas morning, they get to open everything, and then usually we'd go over to either my parents' house or Nick's parents' house, and then that's how we'd spend Christmas Day. But then as the boys got older, I tried to make things seem, you know, more special as well, and I tried doing different things, and I've kind of talked about that before too, that I did I had read about in Victorian times that sometimes what people would do is take a room and one room in particular and put a present for every single person in the room, and then the present would be tied to a string, and the string would be wrapped all over the entire room, and then they'd have to, they'd get handed their string when they walked in, and they'd have to follow the string all the way around the room until they found their present attached to their string. So I came up with the brilliant idea to do that one year. And I've talked about that on videos before, and we did find just two little small clips of it, but I am going to include them in the, I'll have them put at the end of this video, just to show a little bit of what I did. I did it with yarn, same difference. Oh, and I did it the whole, like, upstairs, main floor level of my house. But, so we did that, and then I a lot of times hide stuff and make them go on treasure hunts, like, to find their items, like, go here, and then when you get there, it's like, okay, great, you found this, but now go here. And so I always try to have something fun or different going on with them. I wouldn't say always, but just something to make it a little more special. And now since we don't get together at my mom's and stuff, and after Mick's, his father passed away, we don't really get together with his side either the same way. So what we usually do is decide if we're going to open presents Christmas Eve or Christmas night. I think we generally prefer Christmas Eve, but so many times my son's wife would be working then, so we couldn't do it then. So we'd do them Christmas Day, but either way, even if whether we open Christmas Day or Christmas night, everybody always comes over. The boys come over for Christmas brunch. So if we're gonna open presents, we open them after the brunch, and if we already opened presents the night before, then we just have the brunch, and then the boys go do whatever they're gonna do for the rest of the day. And so that's kind of been like our little Christmas traditions. should say. And so, in the comments down below, you guys should tell me about your Christmas traditions. Do you do anything special? Is it a lot different than ours are? And I'd be really interested in hearing how any of that went. Did any of you guys do the Christmas things at your churches when you were young? That was always such a big deal, and it seemed like it was a big Lutheran church thing, because it just seems like a lot of times, there's taping with the ribbons. A lot of Lutheran churches used to do that, hand out like the bags of candy and peanuts after you do the little Christmas, I guess you'd call it, pageant. But yeah, that's what we always did. It was always a lot of fun. So I'm slowly getting stuff wrapped here as we talk. I'm trying to think of what else I want to share with you guys. Some more stuff here. I gotta wrap this. See, I don't like wrapping stuff like this. And then look at this. I have to wrap this. And I already wrapped, I don't know if you can see it back here. There's a present, I'll show it at the end. It's a present about this big, this wide. Yeah, it's what I have to wrap. My kids don't like bags because they like to unwrap their presents. But my one son is going to get one bag because these I'm not going to wrap. I suppose I could wrap them. Maybe I'll wrap them. Never mind. He won't get a bag. But he'll, yeah. Really? I have to wrap these. And then, look at this. Are you guys like me where you're like, I don't like wrapping the oddball things? Because I don't like wrapping the oddball things. Yeah, so that's kind of my little bit of wrapping here. I'm getting things stuck all over. I have this all stuck together too because I'll show you why. I'm going to go off screen for just a second. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm checking where I'm at here. 20 minutes. Oh. So, 1 second. I might as well do this one here. Then I gotta get my Christmas cards done yet. This wrapping. Okay. So I got this cool idea, and I'm going to tell you about this in a different video as well. You're like, what are you doing with all the hostess stuff? But someone put this on Facebook to give people a package of ho-hos, a package of ding-dongs, and then a card that says this, like, ho, ho, ho from the ding-dongs next door. Or, ho, ho, ho from the ding-dongs across the street. So I am putting together a set of boxes like this for some neighbors. And I got kind of a mess going on here. I think that's what I'm gonna end this now, so you probably don't want to sit here and watch me wrap all these presents up. But I just thought it'd be nice to sit down and just kind of talk about Christmases a little bit with you all. And see, I attempted to do this before and it was not very successful. Let's see. Yeah, so I know. Bet you this goes this way. Yeah, so I thought I'd just kind of talk to you a little bit while I wrapped a little bit. And just to do something a little more Christmassy with you and kind of talk about my Christmases past. I'm hoping that at some point I get grandkids because I will have a field day doing things for them too. But as of right now, we haven't that many. So I'm hoping someday, You see, the hard part is I got this nice ribbon here, and it's really pretty, and it's Christmassy. The tape doesn't stick to it. So I thought, I'm going to use some mailing tape and show this thing who's boss. And hopefully, oh, yeah, that sticks. So now we're talking. See, I'm going to put this like this. Look at this. It's going to look so nice. Okay, it's going to look somewhat nice when it's done. That's what happens when you try to do things crafty and you're not. I always say I love to be artistic and I love to be crafty, but I've never been super good at anything, but I try hard. So, and that's all that matters, I think, in the end. So when all else fails, you either use duct tape or mailing tape, and in my case, I'm using mailing tape. So now I have this. And it's just, could be a little better, but it's like this. And then I was gonna stick a regular bow on it instead of trying to make a bow, but I don't know that they'll stick because nothing else has been sticking. Oh, I know what I'll do. Maybe that'll work. I'll stick it on the box. It's not sticking very well. It's gonna come right off. So let's just take this. You guys do stuff like this for your neighbors here and there? I haven't done anything in quite a while, but the very next door neighbors have a little girl. She's not 2 yet, and then she has an older brother, and he's like probably near 10. And I thought they'd like that. So here's the finished package. Theirs is going to be the ding dongs next door, and we're going to leave this on their front porch. So I just thought that was really nice. Not quite sure how you're supposed to. I'm going to just put it in like that. All right, so I'm going to come over this way. Let's see how this looks. I'll show you our tree quick, and then I will, you're like, this is way too close. Show you the tree, and then I'll sign out here. Let me just, I don't know how to switch this one here. So I'm going to show you presents. Hopefully you can see them all here. Just kind of showing you under the tree. Maybe you can see better there. There's a number down there, but a lot of them are small. So that's what I'm going to show you for today. I got a lot more wrapping to do, but I don't want to make you have to sit there and watch me wrap everything. So I will stop with this video and just say that typically I put out videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but through Vlogmas, I'm going to put out a video every day if all goes as planned from the 1st through the 24th. Every other Thursday, I put a book-related video, and the book-related video does not count as part of Vlogmas. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. It'd be a great Christmas present for me. Doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps me out. If you haven't followed me over on Instagram, I'm there as well at James Jam. It's JAME_S_Jam. Usually put out a reel every week there, and then, you know, I just realized I don't know where I'm supposed to look. Am I supposed to look right at this? Well, I put out a video every week, and, or a reel, and then I show you my bag of the week and what SLGs I have in the bag. I guess I'll leave you right now then with, like I typically do, until tomorrow. Please do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
While you're over there, Kermit, run over there and grab that light bulb. What light bulb? There. Is that your next one? Yeah. What?